So we are here for session number 4 for SLS Together We Can for Hotspot Healthy Relationships. And today we're going to focus on how to plan your project. All right, so everybody has been here for all 3 sessions, so that's awesome. So to kind of kick us off and get your mind kind of remembering what we talked about and learned about last year, Miriam's gonna bring you through the icebreaker. All right, Miriam?
Hey guys, what's up? Okay, so this icebreaker is called the light bulb. I want you guys to say your name, grade, and the most important thing that you learned throughout all of the sessions. I'll go first. Hi, my name is Miriam. I'm in 10th grade, and the most important thing I learned is that you can take yourself out of the toxic relationships. And yeah, so whoever wants to go next can unmute.
All right, take yourself out of toxic relationships. Excellent.
Hey y'all, my name's Carmi and I'm in 10th grade. The most important thing that I learned in this workshop is that there are multiple different kinds of relationships, good or bad.
All right, multiple relationships, good or bad. Excellent. Thanks, Carmi. All right, who's next?
My name is Gia and I'm a junior, and I'd say when we did like the little activities, communication was always a big one to make relationships healthy, so you could let people know like what's wrong with it or what your issue is.
Yes, communication. Excellent. All right, thanks, Gia. We're filling in our light bulb here. Okay, who's next?
Hi, my name is Loretta, and we talked about how listening to each other is also a big part of communicating.
All right, listening, Loretta. Excellent. Okay. All right, Delaney, go for it.
I'm Delaney. I'm a sophomore, and I think the most important thing that I've learned so far is having empathy towards others in a relationship is very important.
Empathy. All right, excellent. Thanks, Delaney. Okay. All right, Ashley, what's a light bulb? What's the most important thing you've learned so far regarding healthy relationships?
I'm Ashley. I'm a junior, and the most important thing that I learned are there's a lot of toxic relationships.
Okay. All right. Excellent. Thanks, Ashley. All right. And Alex, anything to add?
My name is Alexandria, and the most important thing that I learned is that everyone defines healthy relationships differently.
Ooh, okay. Excellent. Thanks, Alex. All right. So our light bulbs here is you can take yourself out of toxic relationships. Listening is really important. That there's multiple different types of relationships. Communication is a huge part of relationships. There's different types of toxic relationships. Empathy is really important, and everyone defines relationships differently. All right, so those are our light bulbs that we've taken away. Excellent, very good. All right, so now to kind of get your mind ready, okay, to help us start thinking about what project that we are going to do so that we can win that $500, right? That's our goal, is we got to get our mind ready, okay? And so Loretta is going to give us the directions for our next activity. Loretta?
Okay, so basically what I'm gonna do is ask you a question about the hotspot, which is healthy relationships. Then you'll have about like 30 seconds or so to think of the answer. Also, you can like write this down or just have it in your head. And I'll pick someone at random to answer the question. Does that make sense to you guys?
All right, so she's going to pose a question out there. She's going to give you 30 seconds, and then she's going to randomly call on one of you to answer that question. Okay, all right.
Okay, so the first question is, what do you want your friends to know about healthy relationships?
So think about what's the key thing you want your friends to know about healthy relationships. All right. Who's the question go to, Alex?
Ashley.
Ooh, Ashley. Okay.
Communication is key.
Can you say it one more time, honey?
Communication is key.
Okay. All right. So communication is key. All right. Excellent. Very good. All right. What's next?
How can your peers make healthy decisions regarding healthy relationships?
Guys, question number 2.
Could you repeat it? Sorry.
How can your peers make healthy decisions regarding healthy relationships?
All right. Who does the question go to, Alex?
Gia.
Ia. All right.
I'd say it's important to know what you're looking for in a relationship, like knowing that there's certain characteristics you want and certain relationship dynamics and certain boundaries that you want to set up. And then once you have like those in mind, you'd have to make sure that you properly communicate those so everybody's on the same page.
And then the third question is, what advice would you give a peer when it comes to healthy relationships?
Good. All right. Alex, who's that go to?
Delaney.
Delaney. All right.
I think I would tell them like that they can keep up their hope that their relationships can be healthy, you know, if they know the right way to go about it and they know like they educate themselves on how they can make their relationships more healthy.
Okay. Excellent. Very good. All right. And so Carmi didn't have a question, did you? But don't worry. Okay. Here's your question, Carmi. I want to make sure you've been listening to your friends here. All right. So Carmi, what was the most important thing that you just heard from your 3 friends regarding healthy relationships?
The most important thing that I just heard was probably the communication part. Communication is a big part in relationships. And I also that it was really important. I think somebody said to recognize what is healthy and what is like toxic.
Okay. And why is it important to recognize all that?
Because if you don't, then you could stay either in a toxic relationship or not know that you have something healthy, and it's just not going to work out for you. And you're just going to be like, oh, well, it wasn't toxic because this happened and this happened, but it really was. You know, you can't be oblivious to what's toxic and what's not.
Right. Right. Gotcha. Okay. Excellent. All right. Awesome. All right. So you got your getting your mind ready. All right. Thanks, Alex, for facilitating that. All right. So we got things happening in our brain regarding what we remember when it came to key things that we want to make sure our friends or our audience gets crossed. All right. So Loretta, what's next?
Okay, so next, just like asking a simple question. We're talking about action planning, so getting ready to facilitate and bring out those ideas that you guys just talked about. So has anyone here ever like planned a project for like their school or community or individually or like with a group? And if you have, you can talk about it.
They ever planned a project for their school or community, church? Delaney, you have?
Yeah.
Okay.
Like a while ago, like in elementary school, I had to plan out like a science fair project. So there's that, like just creating the presentation. I did it on like a poster board thing. So just yeah, I guess I know how to prepare it
Okay. All right. So your project was creating a poster about that information?
Mhm.
Perfect.
Yep.
Okay. All right. Carmi, what's a project you did?
I know that with the SLS, sorry, we made a lot of different projects and just things to really better our school. Like one of them, we did like fundraisers, like with what was it, Valentine Day grams and stuff, and we sold like flowers and stuff like that. It was just little projects to raise money though.
Okay. All right. And so like what was one of the activities or things that you did that was part of that project?
Mainly I was like the manual labor. I kind of just like I would like work the shifts at lunch, or I would go around during like 7th hour and do them, like pass out the stuff and sell the stuff. We had bake sales a lot. And then I know other people like bake the stuff or set up the times, talk to teachers, stuff like that. So I was a part of basically that.
Okay. All right. So you had different roles, it sounds like, with your project planning. Okay. Awesome. All right. So it sounds like both of those were school-based. Okay.
Yes.
All right. Has anybody did a project that was out in the community or part of a church or part of like Girl Scouts, if you're involved in Girl Scouts or any other type of outside of school type group? Carmi?
Well, my brother actually is trying to get on the ballot for the mayor of Taylor.
Oh, wow.
And so now I go out around every other street, just around Taylor and get signatures for him to get put on the ballot. But he's been running for a lot of things since about 2013 was the first time he actually got in like the city council office. And then he was a state rep, and now he's coming back to be the mayor of Taylor. And yeah, so I do a lot with him for the community. We do like planting a tree day and stuff like that, and we go to like schools and we plant trees, stuff like that.
Okay. All right. Those are great examples out in the community. Okay. Awesome. Delaney, did you have your hand up too? Yeah, go ahead.
I've done like can drives, like pop bottle drives, stuff like that. Through I think I did it through like cheerleading and maybe through Girl Scouts too.
Okay.
So I've done like that kind of stuff before.
All right. Excellent. All right. Miriam?
For my school, I did like can drives in middle school and stuff in high school. And then for my mosque, we did food drives and stuff to help the needy. And yeah.
Okay. All right. So it sounds like many of you have an idea, okay, of how to go about planning a project. Okay. Awesome. All right. And so, okay, what we're going to do right now is we are going to build a project planning tree. Okay. Because there's key ingredients that go into building a project. All right. Now, we've established many times that Dawn can't draw. Okay. So good news is I didn't draw this. All right. I had Benji, who's one of the SLS alumni, drew my tree for me. He was in the office working while he was home for college break. He's back at college now. And so I told him that students often comment about my wonderful drawing. So he drew my tree trunks. Okay. He drew my tree trunks. All right. So let's kind of put leaves on our tree here of the key things that go into planning a project. All right. So what are some key things that go into planning a project? I'm going to make your leaves and put them on our tree here. Okay. So what are some key things? The first one I have on here as a demonstration is permission. Why do you think I have permission as one of the first things on our project planning tree? Any idea, Carmi?
Because if you don't have permission to do something, you can't do it.
Exactly. All right. So that's like our first thing. So I kind of gave that one to us, right? Okay. All right. So kind of think about it. If you have a piece of paper in front of you, why don't you kind of write down two key things that come into your mind that you know are absolutely necessary when you're planning a project. Doesn't matter what the project is. What are two key things that you know need to happen? All right, Delaney. All right, let's do the first leave here. All right, Delaney, what we got to have happen?
You have to know who your audience is.
Okay, you have to know the target audience. Absolutely. All right, so audience is going on. Perfect. Okay. Miriam, what's
The
up?
idea of your project and like the outline and stuff.
Exactly, you got to have the idea. What is it you're going to do? Is it going to create a video, a poster, announcement? What? Idea. Perfect. All right, Carmi.
You need agreement throughout the group.
Ooh, oh, that's big, right? Because Carmi, what happens if you don't have agreement from the group and it's a group project? What happens?
Usually people get mad. So
Yeah, usually people get mad.
yeah.
Will the things get done if people are in disagreement?
No, not at
No.
all.
Right. Okay, so then things aren't going to happen, right? Okay. Gia, do you have one that comes to your mind that we haven't said already?
Not really. I could maybe say resources, but I think everything else has been covered.
Okay, resources. All right, so give me an example of a resource that you might need for your project.
If you were doing like a poster presentation, you'd obviously need a poster board. Or if you were doing like, if you wanted to do an announcement, you'd need to talk to somebody and see if you could get on the announcements to make whatever announcement you want.
Okay, so you not only mean resources, but you also mean kind of supplies, because you mentioned poster boards, right? Okay, so I'm gonna write resources and supplies on Gia's leave, okay? All right, what else?
I would say organization,
Okay,
like kind of knowing what you're doing and in what order you're doing it.
okay, so kind of like a organization outline, you would say, Loretta?
Yes.
Okay, all right, awesome. Our tree's getting lots of leaves here. Okay, Ashley, did you have one that came to your mind? What's something that you know needs to happen when planning a project?
The only thing I can think of is research.
Oh, yes. Okay. All right. Research. And why is research important when you're doing a project? That's kind of a question for anybody. Why is research important when you're doing a project?
Because if you're going to do a project, you need to gather all of your information so that you don't put the correct information out there or you don't have all the details and it's very vague.
Yep, absolutely. Yep. And the research helps you to key in on those key things that you want to make sure your audience understands. Okay. Helps you with your key message. All right. So on our tree so far, we have resources and supplies, research, our audience, organization / outline, an idea, and agreement among the group. Anything else that you can think of when it comes to planning a project?
You need to have a purpose. Like, why are you doing this project?
Okay, purpose. All right. So why? Why are you doing this project? Okay, and why is it important to have a purpose, Miriam?
So you can let people know why you're so invested in this project and why you want them to know about it.
Yes. Why are you so invested? Yep, absolutely.
Did we put target audience?
Yep, got it.
Cool.
Yep, target audience, very good. Anybody else?
You could do like a part of resources, but like sponsors. So like if you're spending money on something, like you have to plan out like finances about how much you or your group would be spending, or if you're gonna get help from somebody else or a company, and then also like getting permission or like asking for their help as well.
Yeah, absolutely. Okay, so sponsors, money to help support your project, right? Okay. Anything else? All right, I'll help you out. There's one key thing that is like huge that we're missing on this tree. It's absolutely huge, and it has to happen in order for your project to be successful. Anybody know what it is?
Plan.
Well, we kind of got that with the organization outline. The plan kind of goes with there, but that's a good guess.
How you will do it?
How you would do it, that kind of goes with the outline of the organization.
Oh yeah, you're right.
Another good guess. Delaney?
How you will share it with people, like the community?
Okay, all right, that is important, and your project will do that, but nope, that was not what I was thinking of.
Like, where it's gonna happen?
Okay, so that's important. You gotta have a location. Okay, I'm gonna put that down, but that's not what I was thinking, but that is important, Loretta. We didn't say that one yet. So I will put down location. Any idea?
Do we have
Let's
like the message itself, like the clear thing you're trying to convey, like the intent behind your project?
Okay, that kind of goes with, somebody had said it, purpose.
Oh, it was purpose.
Yeah, purpose / intent, okay? You give up? You're gonna be like, oh, Dawn, right.
Project committee. Who's
Nope, that would kind of go with the outline when you're developing the organization. Outline who's doing what goes there.
Enlighten us, Dawn.
You ready? Starts with an F. The word starts with an F. It's 3 letters.
fun?
Yes. Why? Does it have to be fun? Why does your project have to be fun?
Because people will get bored if it's not fun or not want to engage in
Yeah.
the thingy. Yeah.
Exactly. And so the fun factor, okay, can be giving away prizes, awards, giving away snacks, okay, doing games, having games part of your project, right? Some projects that SLS groups do, their whole project would be like maybe a Kahoot game, okay? Now, I don't know what you're thinking for your project. We're going to get to that in a second. But you have fun while you're playing Kahoot, right? You have fun while you're playing Jeopardy, and you learn these things, all right? So fun, right? Fun is a key aspect. Okay, awesome. Very good. All right, so let's see how we did with our tree to see what we're missing here. All right, so I'm going to share my screen, and I'm going to show you an actual organization outline, like I think Loretta had said, that will help us plan this project that you're going to do. All right, and so we're going to look through it and we'll see how many we got. Let's see how we did. All right, here we go. Can everybody see my screen? All right.
Yes.
Okay. All right. So question number 1, submission. Don't worry about that. Okay. But let's kind of go down to, okay, so what format will your project be in? So that kind of goes with your idea. We got that. Okay. Number 11, project committee. That kind of goes with organizing it. Description of your project. That kind of goes with purpose, as well as 13, purpose of your project. Place and location. That was somebody said. Yep, got that. Date project would happen. Oop, nobody said that. Okay, but you got to have a date, right? And time goes with that. For example, if you're going to do an announcement and it happens 5th hour, you got to kind of know the time. And then there's that F word I was saying, number 17. How are you going to make this project fun, right? Very important. All right, and then number 18 kind of breaks down the timeline, okay? Beginning of the project, middle of the project, end of the project, and after the project. All right, those are key things which kind of go with, goes with the research, goes with the resources and supplies. What are the things you're gonna need at the beginning of the project, towards the end? Goes with agreement, right? Because it's kind of who's in charge of what. So we need everybody on board from your SLS chapter. And then it breaks it down a little further. This is your committee, okay? Who's gonna be in charge? Who's gonna be in charge to make sure that we clear it to get permission? That was the first thing on our tree. How are we gonna publicize it? What equipment do you need? So kind of like Gia said, the supplies and the resources. Is there other things that we're gonna need, like transportation or judges? If it's gonna be a project that requires a lot of setup and cleanup, who's gonna do that? And then awards, right? It's important that we give out awards. All right, and so this right here is a really detailed how to break down planning your project, all right? And so a lot of these things you said as we were building our tree in one way or another. We just broke it down a little more step by step here, okay? All right, now eventually you're going to fill all this out, okay? Not today, but eventually you're gonna fill all of this out because you're gonna then let me know what you're thinking for your project, all right? But don't worry, you don't have to do that today, okay? Today what I wanna do is just focus on a couple of those questions so that we can get our brain working on what it is we wanna do. So my first question is, does anybody, actually, let me back that up. So what schools do we have here? We have Taylor and Clarenceville, right? Okay, Taylor and Clarenceville, all right? So question, are any of you doing your project as a group? Or are you all doing it individually? So what I mean by that is, Carmi and Gia, you go to the same school. Do you think that your project that you're gonna plan for healthy relationships, are you doing it together? Or you both want to do your own project? That's my question. Carmi?
I mean, we could. I haven't really thought about it at all, so.
All right. Okay, haven't really thought about it. Gia, what are your thoughts?
I'm the same. I wasn't sure what I was gonna do, but yeah, I'm not sure.
Okay, well, that's an option, okay? You two could come together and do one project on healthy relationships, or you can do two separate projects. So you both have a chance to try to win the $500. Totally up to you, okay? Delaney and Ashley, what were you thinking? Are you thinking I'm doing this on my own because I want a shot at that money, or a group?
I think we're gonna do it together.
You and Ashley? Awesome. Okay. All right. Ashley, are you on board with that? Does Ashley know that?
Yeah, I go faster.
Oh, okay. All right, cool. All right. So we have one project that'll be a partner, and then one maybe partner, but maybe separate. Okay. All right, cool. So that helps me with knowing how to break you up. All right. And so Delaney, since you and Ashley knew you were going to do this project together, do you have a project idea already in your mind?
No.
No idea.
She actually just asked me, so we don't have any ideas yet.
That's all right. That's okay. All right. Carmi or Gia, when we've been talking about healthy relationship, have you thought of a project that you might want to do?
I kind of have, but I'm not sure about the idea. But I do have kind of a little an outline of what I want to put in there. So.
Okay. All right. Do you know what format your project's going to be in? Like a video, let's say like a Kahoot game, a poster,
It's going to be a little bit of a video / poster type thing.
Okay, video / poster thing. Perfect. Okay. All right. Gia, did you have any idea of a project you wanted to do? Like a format?
A speech-ish thing, like a written thing, because I usually like writing, and then I wanted to do a game based on what was in the writing, so there'd still be prizes.
Oh, I like that. Okay. All right. Excellent. Okay. So we got some things kind of going in our brains. I love it. Okay. All right, cool. All right. So now what we're going to do, okay, is I wanted you to have a chance to start, getting some of your ideas down. Okay, and kind of talking with one another about your ideas. All right, so this is what we're going to do. Let me kind of give you the directions here. Okay, now I just showed you that 2-page action planning project form. Okay, there's only a couple questions that I want you to focus on that. All right, so I'll kind of show you it so you know which ones you're going to be working on. All right, okay, so these are the questions that I want you kind of to work on. All right, today. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to break you up into groups, and I'm going to put you with one of the student advisory board members that have been leading these workshops. Okay, so a couple of you might be with Loretta, one of you might be with Miriam, Alex, things like that. So you can kind of share and talk these things out. All right, so these are the questions I want you to focus on today. All right. First question is, how are you submitting the project? And you kind of already answered that, right? We just kind of talked about that. Then kind of decide, is the project going to be for your school, your church, your community? All right. So where are you going to do this at? Okay. Hotspot topic, you already know because we're talking about healthy relationships today. What format will your project be in? Okay. It can be in several different formats. Somebody had said video and a poster. Okay, so you put all that down. Do you have any idea who's going to help you with this project? Obviously, if you're partnering, so Delaney and Ashley, if you're doing this together, you two would be doing this together. But is there anybody else that you want to call upon to help you? Maybe your advisor, maybe one of your friends that's really good into technology. So who's going to be your committee for this? All right, and then description of project. This is your detail. Okay, what is it you're going to do? So if you're creating a video, what is it you want your video to talk about? All right, so the more detail you can have, the easier it will be to create your project. What's the purpose? So in other words, why this project? Why did you choose to do a Kahoot game? Why did you choose to write that speech, Gia? Okay, and then place or location the project will take place. If you're given a speech, do you want to have like a school assembly for them to hear your speech and then play a Kahoot game? Do you want to say it over the announcements? Okay, so kind of the place, the location. And then what's your target date for this to happen? All right, is this going to be like maybe May for prom? Okay, so those are the things that I want you to focus on during your group work. All right, any questions about any of that? No? All right, cool. Okay. All right. So I'm going to put you up into groups, and let's see, the time is 4:32. Okay. So I'll give you about 15 minutes to kind of just start having conversations and start working on those questions. All right. Then I'm going to bring you back and have you kind of share some of those answers. All right. Because I find that when students are planning a project, they need some concrete time to start working on it, rather than if I just told you to go home and then start it. All right, so that's why we're using some of our time together today, and you can bounce ideas off of people. All right. Okay, and then so whoever's leading your group, Alex, Miriam, they have those questions that they can share with you. Okay, but if not, I can put them in the chat right now, and then maybe you can take like a screenshot or whatever you need to do. So let me put that there. Sometimes that's more helpful. All right. So there's kind of all the questions that you're going to work on in your thing. All right. So here we go that we had. All right. So let's start with Carmi. Okay. So Carmi, tell us what was your project idea that you talked about in your group?
Sorry about that. I was getting a call and it popped up and I couldn't unmute myself.
Gotcha.
Basically I talked about how I wanted to do like a healthy versus toxic relationships type thing.
All right.
I was make a poster that shows like what healthy relationships, like what goes into them and what's in toxic relationships. I was gonna make a video showing more like realistic examples of like what a toxic relationship would look like or what a healthy one would look like, and then at the end have a little bit of like a speech like, this is healthy, this is not, you can leave the toxic ones, you know, whatever else I want to put in it, and just basically have that.
Okay, so it sounds like you're going to do a video, poster, and then a speech.
At the end of the video, yeah, so basically it's all in one.
Oh, it's all in one. Oh, so the video is going to show your poster.
Okay, wait, pause. The video is going to have the speech in it. So it's those two are combined, but the poster is going to be like a separate.
Gotcha. Okay. So where is it you're going to display the poster and show the video? Are you thinking you're doing it at school or?
The video, I was thinking of like sending it to the school for them to put out, but then also putting it out on social media.
Perfect.
And for the poster, again, sending it to our school and any neighboring Taylor schools that would want to put it out. And then, yeah,
Okay.
I'd show that on social media as well. But
Okay.
mainly sending it to the schools.
All right. Do you think your project could be good for your feeder middle school
For what?
Yes.
to be shown in your middle school, like West or Hoover?
Oh, for sure.
For sure.
They need
They need
that.
this. Okay.
Yep.
Okay.
All
right. Good. Good. All right. Perfect. Okay. And then, so who do you think's going to help you with this? Because I know this is an individual project, but you're going to need some help with filming and stuff. Do you have people in mind?
Yes. I have my cousin is gonna be a big one of them. She's mainly gonna be like doing the video. I actually have a friend, a family friend. He's on Instagram. His handle is directed by Diego. He's a director in Detroit, and he mainly does like music videos and stuff. But I feel like he would help me out a little bit.
Okay.
To video, and then my sister would be a big help as well.
Okay.
Mainly just whatever I need, and my mom would probably print out the poster for me. So.
Okay. So you got a good group of resources at your disposal. That's great. That's great. Awesome. All right. Sounds fantastic. All right. Gia, what was your project idea?
It was just a speech about healthy relationships and then a Kahoot based on that
Okay.
information in the speech.
All right. So the Kahoot is to kind of see if they were paying attention to your wisdom, your words of wisdom, right?
Yeah.
Okay. And where do you see this like taking place?
If we stay virtual, it could really be anything because most of it's going to be online. Like I could do the video online and then I could do the Kahoots obviously online. So as long as anybody had a link, it could be anywhere. It could go to the middle schools or any Google Classroom.
Oh, okay. All right, good. And who can you get to help you with this? Because I know this was an individual project. So who's like your go-to resources?
I don't think I'll need much help. Really,
No?
I just have to record it and write it. And then Kahoots don't take long to make.
Okay. All right. Cool. All right. Excellent. All right. I love it. Okay. Very good. Good ideas. All right. And then Delaney and Ashley. So we're having a partner project here. All right. Tell us your idea.
Yes, so we want to do like a poster, like a pretty big one if we can. I mean, like human length, if we can get
Okay.
that
That's good.
across. But like it'll have like a tree of and there will be like falling leaves to represent the toxic traits that you want to get rid of. But we still have to design like what we're going to do to teach people about the healthy traits. So yeah, that's kind of what we have so far.
Okay. All right. I love the tree thing. I love the tree analogy on how when you don't, what's the word? You know, the analogy if you don't water your tree or if you don't, grow together in a relationship, your tree's going to wilt, right? It's going to die. The leaves are going to fall. And so that's kind of the analogy that you and Ashley are going with. I really like that. I really do. Who's some resources that you can get to help you both with this?
Well, so far I think oh, Ashley, did you want to say something?
I think we're gonna ask Miss Foreman, but I'm not sure.
Okay. Yep, Miss W can help you with that. Anybody else come to mind that you think? Art teacher or anybody?
Well, I guess we
could
could
ask
ask.
Miss Fritz.
Yeah, our art teacher. Yeah,
Okay.
I'm sure she wouldn't mind helping.
Yeah. Okay. Awesome. Excellent. All right. So we got 3 really great, doable, realistic projects. Okay. So all 3 projects can actually be developed and happen. I didn't hear anything that was not realistic. So that's fantastic. All right, cool. All right. So now you kind of have an idea of what you want to do. Okay. So what happens after today, after session 4? All right. A couple things is what I want you to do in February, okay? February, I want you to schedule, okay, a one-on-one with me to kind of go over and talk more about your project. It's your chance for me to help you develop your project, okay? And so Delaney and Ashley, you would schedule this time with me together, because you're doing it together, okay? Carmi and Gia, you would schedule this time with me separately because you have 2 separate projects, okay? And so it's a 23-minute, and we can do it like Zoom or phone call, but it's a chance for you to run your ideas by me and have me, give you some help, all right, if you need it. And so that will take place the week of February 8th through the 12th, all right? And so when you do your evaluation today, you're gonna wanna do your evaluation so you get a chance to win a prize, right? But also you'll have a chance to sign up for a date and a time. Just give me a date and a time that you're available that week, and then we'll kind of connect, all right? So it's your chance to get some help with that, all right? The other thing following that is that 2-page action plan form, okay? I'm gonna send you a link to a Google Form document so you can start filling that out, all right? Because that has to be submitted to me in February. It'll be submitted actually 4 weeks from now. So 4 weeks from now would be February 15th, it's due to me, so that I can review it and make sure you're on the right track, okay? If some of those questions on there aren't practical for your project, just say not available, all right? Because some of the questions may not be for what you're planning, all right? But it's a process I want you to go through because it's gonna help you really dive deep into planning your project, all right? Because I wanna be able to approve your project. I want you to give it the best shot at creating this model project so you can get a chance for $500, okay? And so that'll be due. And I have that due after our one-on-one, okay? So you have a chance to fix it. But you can start working on it now when I send you the link in the evaluation so that you can get your ideas down on paper, if that makes sense. Any questions about that? No? Awesome, cool. And then our next group session, where we come back together as a group and you get to share where you are at with your project planning, okay? And maybe hear other ideas from others. That will be March 8th, where we come back together, all right? Believe it or not, April is gonna be here before you know it, where you'll get a chance to share your projects with us to see if you win, all right? So you're almost there, you're like over halfway, I'm so excited, all right? The hardest part is coming up with what you want to do, and you got that down. So that's fantastic. All right, cool. All right. Oh, just a second. Okay. All right, gotcha. Gotcha, Delaney. Okay, all right. And again, we can be flexible with time, just let me know. I just want to give you a chance to be able to meet with me so we can do that, all right? Sound good. All right, any questions or anything for me? No? All right. Can each person tell me something that was helpful today during our project planning session? What was helpful to you as you move forward? Carmi.
Probably just hearing the many ideas that were brought up in general. It really opens my eyes to really see how many different ideas everybody has, different perspectives on the healthy relationships and toxic relationships, stuff like that. And I think that's going to help me in the long run think about my project in general.
Yeah, absolutely. And remember the Google Classroom. Did everybody sign up for the Google Classroom? Okay, there's resources in there. There's some videos in there that we watched that was student created, posters and stuff. Refer to those as, helpful ideas or information to use as you design your posters, design your speech, all that. That's why it's there. Okay, so please use that. All right, someone else, what was helpful today as you start planning your project? Gia.
The tree activity helped a lot because it was good to see and hear what everybody thought were necessary components for the project, so then I know what I want to have in mind, and so I know how I'm gonna actually execute it and what I'm gonna have in the end and like what I want the product to be.
Yeah, excellent, good, I'm glad. All right, Miriam?
I'm gonna have to agree with them both. It was really nice to see you guys' perspectives and what you guys are gonna do for your project. So I believe in you. You guys got this, and yeah.
For sure, yeah, I can't wait. I love when the projects come together. It's It's my favorite part. All right, Delaney or Ashley, what was the most helpful? Delaney?
I think just being together with other people and brainstorming can kind of help your own brain start working. So I think that was the most helpful.
Yeah, definitely. And that's one of the reasons why we have these. Yep. Okay.
I think the most thing I've learned will help me is that the picture of the tree. It just came to my mind, yeah.
Okay. All right. The picture of the tree. Excellent. All right. And so Ashley, okay. You want the code to the classroom? All right. And I'm just going to put the code to everybody in case you don't have it yet. NKNMKWY. Okay. And use your Google email. Don't use school when you join the classroom because your school blocks it. All right. So there's the code. All right. Awesome. Excellent. All right. Well, I will send out that evaluation. Fill that out. And in the evaluation, sign up for that one-on-one with me so that I can help you with that project. And then also I'm sending you the Google form for the action planning. So you can start processing that and getting that out there. So excellent. Call me, text me, email me if you have any questions. I'm here to help you. So is the Student Advisory Board, Alex, Isabel, Miriam, and Loretta. Okay. They're here to help you with your project as well. So Google Classroom is a good way to connect, post questions in there, and then we all can kind of answer as we share our ideas. And we're getting our projects up and running. So awesome. So thank you, everybody. Happy New Year. I'm so happy you're here. And I can't wait to see the end result.